Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. We're back, obviously. Guess who got something from a friend of the channel?
Big Tony.
No.
What? I didn't get none?
Scary Skull Man.
Presents! I love presents!
No.
What? That's bullshit!
Dirty Sock Thing.
Oh, Socko would like a shoe.
No.
Socko gets no shoe.
You did.
What? I want to see it right now. Show it to me right now. I want to see what it is. What I get.
You got something from someone, friend of the channel. Actually, it was Kevin's wife, Mandy, made him something. Would you like to see what it is? Well, I think everyone would like to see it. This is something really special, folks. Really special. I want you to feast your eyes on that. What? What? Dude, you'll be all dressed up. You can go out. Look at that. Mandy made that for him. What a kid. What a burger. Man, look at that. That is super nice. As mean as we are to Kevin all the time. I mean, we're not mean to Mandy though, so that's why she likes us. She might like us better than she likes Kevin. Just kidding. Am I? But yeah, just kidding. Mandy had this, made this for him, so that's really neat. We're gonna have to put it on him, and then he'll be styling and profiling in full orange gear. We'll have to sneak him back up to Whataburger too. Probably not gonna take him up by myself. That would probably be a little weirder than normal. But with the group, yeah, we could take him up there, because then it's kind of a joke, you know. Speaking of Mandy and Kevin and stuff, in our last video, you know, yeah, we're disappointed about the situation with, you know, the race and stuff like that. But some of the comments, you know, people are kind of getting on Kevin a little bit and stuff like that. And he hasn't said anything. I haven't even talked to him about it or anything like that. But, you know, it's his prerogative to do what makes him happy with his car. It's not, you know, hey, I said I would do this. And sometimes, you know, things are out of your control. You get frustrated. I mean, you just, you know, I just don't want to go down this road. I want to do something different. And that's fine. I mean, I was just disappointed because I thought it would be a good race and we would kind of do the cars up a little bit here and there. But, you know, I'm not going to blame him for wanting to do what he wants to do. You know, that's selfish or whatever. I mean, you know, I want him to be happy with his car. I don't want him to hate it or anything or be frustrated. So, you know, I was just disappointed. It's like, I used to tell Teresa when there'd be something going on with the kids, I'm like, I'm not upset with, I'm just frustrated with the situation in general, not at any one person. So it's that kind of a thing. I was disappointed more, you know, and I still am. It's just like, man, you know, would have been kind of cool, but I get it. So, you know, it's cool. It's all cool. I mean, he's, you know, his car's gonna be faster than it was gonna be before, so that's good. I mean, it's, you know, it's good for him. I'm gonna be happy for him. Hopefully it all works out. And I don't know any more than you guys do, because I haven't asked him. You know, he wouldn't tell me anyway, probably secret squirrel. So what are we gonna do? That's the more important question. What are we going to do? There's a lot of logistics, and I won't go into the whole thing about stuff that has to happen. The reality of the situation is that right now we couldn't drive this car to the track if we wanted to. The wiring for the headlights and taillights doesn't work. The radiator's not going to cool it in this weather, so we couldn't drive it up there if we wanted to. I'm not comfortable driving a fresh build up to the track and just racing it, especially with what's been going on recently with our history of breaking the Pro Stocker and stuff. You know, I'd maybe rather trailer it up there, but guess what? Trailer needs tires and the van don't run right. So we got, you know, so what are we gonna do power plant wise? We need axles. You know, we need stuff. It's just a big snowball of things. Now, I would have been fine running it the way it is because it's low powered, and I would have been okay with it, with the axles that are in it, stock ones with these slicks on it, but it's not gonna be in kill mode. It would just be whatever mode. But still, I'd rather do something to it to juice it up a little bit. The valve springs are an issue, so if you're gonna do valve springs, you might as well just do something with the heads, I guess. I mean, and my train of thought was to put some E7s on. I don't want to get into a bunch of porting and all this other stuff because it's a time frame thing. I don't, you know, David's already, I got these GT40s you can put on it, they're ported and stuff. And this is strictly temporary. I mean, this is 100% temporary. I'm still on the fence about just putting the twisted wedge motor in and being done with it. But I also kind of like to do things, work my way up. I don't like to just do the whole enchilada at once and say, okay, where do we go from here? I like to kind of work my way up. We've done this with all the cars, literally just kind of like this. You know, there's no, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's like, hey, I got the car all done. Let's just go, you know, let's just go race it. This is the final incarnation of it. I'm not like that. So I will probably, that's what I'm leaning toward, and I'm still thinking about it all, about doing something, either putting a really small cam in it and trying to squeeze some GT40s on it, or put some E7s on it and put maybe a little bit more cam in it or something, because it doesn't have valve release. It's these pistons don't have valve release, but I don't know how far down in the hole they are. You know, I got to bolt stuff on and I got to check it. That's the only way I'm going to know. So, you know, it is what it is. But I think that's the route we're going to go, is you're just going to bolt maybe some heads on this, some GT40s or some E7s or something on this piece of crap, and maybe do a cam in it. I don't know. I'm not in no huge rush. And the problem is, it's a snowball effect of cars that affect other cars, because I need a part off of this car. I'm going to put a new part on this car, so that part's going to go on this car, the hand-me-down part, and so on and so forth. And so you would get a log jam of things that need to be done to get free up parts to do projects on other cars. It's a huge mess. So that's where we're at. But anyway, I think that's what we're going to do. So I will see you guys in the next clip. But Mandy, thank you for the shirt. It's very nice. I'm going to put it on him, and maybe I'll use him in the thumbnail with his shirt on. Okay, we have made a decision. We're going to pull the intake, and at the very least, we're going to pull the driver's side head off, and we're going to go home and we're going to assemble a set of stock GT40s that we have. We've got some springs that they're not stock springs, and they're pretty good. So they're not new, but they're good enough. And we're going to assemble those GT40s with those springs, and then we're going to come back out here tomorrow for work, of course, and we are going to set a head on here, and we're going to see what we've got. As far as piston to valve clearance, we're going to take a gander at it and maybe get a rough guesstimate. And if the GT40 doesn't fit, well, then we'll have to go to plan B. If the GT40 has a bunch of clearance, then we might get energetic and pull the front timing cover off, and see about sliding that really small Crowler cam in there, that's Pirates, and check it and see what we got there. If we could run that and the GT40s, that'd be fantastic. If not, it is what it is. I had to make a decision. Did I want to try and do E7s in a small cam, or would I rather have the GT40s and, you know, a stock cam? And ultimately, I guess I decided to do the GT40s. If I can have, that's my first option. David had a set of some ported ones, but they're not ready, and we've got a small window here to be able to race this weekend. Kevin has graciously offered to offer to pull the car up there for me. We're off on Monday for Memorial Day, so that just works for everybody's schedule as far as going to work and stuff like that. So what that means is we got to get this done, and I'm fixing to start working on it. All right, I hate to even say this. As much as I've been moaning about the performance of this car, I want you to look at what I've got right here, what I just found. This spark plug boot, as you can tell, has been sitting on this header, and you tell me it's basically not even on. That's what it looks like on. maybe our what we thought were valve springs, maybe it was just that 8-cylinder trying to get it done up top. I don't know how long it's been like that. I don't know why it would be like that either, because I didn't touch it. But you can see it's been sitting on there for a minute, and we haven't driven it hardly that much. So anyway, we may have found some more power. So you know, and what's funny is that I probably did it like when I was putting this distributor in, and that might be what, I don't know, maybe that's why it kind of would backfire when I let off a little bit. So I don't know, maybe we just discovered this thing's going to be a beast with GT40s. I'm kidding about that. This is what I love about carburetors. Look at that. I mean, this literally, boom. It's been about 15 minutes. So let me valve cover off, start getting rock arms loose, and we'll get the header off, and we'll start breaking head bolts loose. So boom, I'll show you guys what garbage lies within those combustion chambers. This right here might have been some of the issues for Kevin. He watches this video, and I don't know if he watches all of them. I guess he watches some of them. 1.7 Cobra. Might have to go back to factory 1.6s. It just depends. If I can have GT40s in the cam with 1.6s, then I'll take that. You know, if I can only have stock cam and have 1.7s, then I'll take that. All right, now we can start breaking the head bolts loose. We'll have this thing popped out of here in no time. I would like to point out that I'm using an air tool. See, Kevin had all kinds of issues, getting his heads off his 350 because they had melded together in performance. That's the difference between those faux boat mains and these lopos. These lopos want to become mofos, and they know that that's not going to happen with these E6 lumps on there, so they easily shed this garbage. Look at that. Look at how easy that come off. Just like that. Boom. Now we can see the crux of our problem here. Got no valve reliefs. It's just this little dish. So I mean, it's just this stupid dish. Now, without rolling it over and seeing how far in the hole these are, I don't know if it's gonna matter or not. We got issues. Sorry, we got piston to valve clearance issues. So kind of sucks. That is not performance oriented. But you know what? We're gonna, I mean, not that we're gonna make it performance oriented, but we're gonna hopefully make it better than it was. All right, here we go. That right there, E6 SE, that is code word for sucks. This E7 TE, that's code word for mediocrity. Here's your combustion chamber. David's got this on his channel. And in here is your freaking shrouded garbage combustion chamber for your E6. I mean, look at that thing. That is trash. Normal garbage. And all the guys that, you know, I say all the guys, this is just my opinion. If you like E6s, more power to you. I'm not gonna argue with you about it. They suck, and there's nothing you're gonna say that's gonna change my mind about that. That is garbage. It is not even worth working. I mean, it's just not worth it. But hey, if you wanna be the fastest guy in the world with E6s, knock yourself out. But I assure you, there's probably like 4 people that may care. Again, gosh, those things suck. Same size valves, Just that right there is a killer. Ford, even Ford, as hard-headed and as stubborn as Ford is, they knew that was garbage for performance. And they got it off the Mustang immediately. They knew. So anyway, that's what I'm always complaining about. These things are junk. David talks more about it on his channel, about it a little bit. So anyway, there we go. Happy to help. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna go ahead and take the other, listen, these heads aren't staying on this car. So, you know, we might as well just go ahead and get them off. Go ahead and take the other one off too. It's not gonna matter, one way or another, these heads, this is it for these heads. They are done they're dead to me. So, it will get something else. Might as well take it all apart. Heads are off. So I guess I'm fixing to, oh man, just yawned. Fixing to head home and start doing a little home drill valve job on those GT40s and start throwing them together. Hopefully have them ready to go. Bring out here tomorrow and start test fitting and seeing what we got, what we don't got. So hopefully at the very least we can get the GT40s on. If I gotta have GT40s, stock cam 1.7s, so be it. Yeah, we're gonna clean these up a little bit. And we've got one up on the deal already. So we'll do our little valve job, start throwing springs in it. Here's our springs. Good springs. It says on the box, good springs, David, GT40. Got our valves kind of cleaned up. So, got one already kind of done, or we got one done. Let's put a spring on it and be done with it. This is the epitome of having a good time. For the record, I'm not shimming them. If I'm correct, these were not the springs from David. These are a set of Alex springs that I had, and I'm pretty sure they had a very slight shim in them. But we're gonna be running either stock cam or a super small cam. So, you know, it's not super critical. We're not gonna be turning these heads, you know, 6,500 or nothing crazy like that. So we're kind of just, you know, throwing it together kind of a deal. But it'll still be way better than what we got. I just wanted to point that out. Praise baby Jesus. We've got one put together. Whew. One down, one to go. Son of a gun. Ugh. We haven't even eaten our dinner yet. Man. Second head almost done. It's got the last two valves set up. It's all done. So now they're ready to take them out to the facility tomorrow and stick one on and see what we got. Hopefully we got something good. We got something better than these sixes, man. Just at this point I'm already feeling a whole lot better about the situation. So that's always a good thing, I guess. So anyway, all right, we'll see you guys in the next clip. Hand puppet, man, look at Hand Puppet. Hand Puppet been getting his puppet on, son. Dang, boy, got your mechanic's tan. Woo, woo. It is the next day. The weather is absolutely terrible. It's raining like crazy. And we've got our GT40, so we're gonna stick one on here real quick, kind of roll the motor over, see what's what. I think Play-Doh's around here somewhere, so let me grab that up too. It rolled around without hitting. That's always a good first start. And without the head gasket on it, obviously the valves are pushed down a little bit once we tighten things up. So didn't touch, rolling it around, but that don't mean nothing. Oh snap, didn't even touch. I mean, it didn't even touch. All that's from where I pushed on it. Did not even leave a mark. You know what that means now? That just means more work for me, because we gotta, you know, put a cam in it. We don't have to, but why wouldn't we? I wonder if that cam will slide out with that radiator sitting there. It will be close. Probably not. Knowing my luck, I'll have to move it over a little bit. But yeah, boom, goes the dynamite. Dang it. Now the question is, I mean, it didn't even touch. That's crazy. It just goes to show that every motor is different.
I mean, you can't just say, well, you know, it didn't fit on Jim Bob's Crown Vic, blah, blah, blah. That doesn't, every motor's different. That's my philosophy on HO motors is that with a GT40 or an E7 or a small valve head, literally a bunch of the stock off the shelf cams, you know, the stage 1, the B, the E, the F, they're all going to clear small valve heads without, I mean, I don't even check it. I just slide her in there and let her rip. But you know, as you start moving up in valve size and duration, this valve event's not just lift, it's not lift, it's the opening and closings and how longs. You start running into issues. I'm sure David will watch this and go, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, technically I don't. I just understand the, you know, the basics. You know, I know why it rains. I don't know exactly how it does it. I know why and some of the stuff that leads to it. I don't claim to be a camologist. I don't have the voice like David. Hey guy, hey fellas, I'm back, and I will never change the pitch of my voice, never. So, all right, cool. Let's son of a gun. Let's start taking this garbage apart. Dang it.
Well, this, I'm sure, is not the ending that you were looking for, or maybe even hoping for. I know this video has been rather long and boring, and that's why we're going to chop it off right here for your viewing pleasure. We are going to, I've got 2 cams. I've got a B cam. I'm not even going to put that in with these. It's got I say a lot, it's 224 on the duration. At 50, I think that would really be pushing it with, you know, this on the other hand is a Crowler 15511. It's basically kind of an old SD cam. A lot of SD guys liked it or whatever. It's not very big. It's bigger than stock. It's 216 and 221, 222 at 50 intake exhaust. It's 467 and maybe 480. So it's split pattern. You know, Fords always need a little help on the exhaust side, especially stock, of course. So we're going to put that in and see if that'll clear with the 1.7s. And if it won't clear with 1.7s, we'll bolt some 1.6s on and see how that looks. I'm hoping that this will work. Then I'll kind of have, honestly, I'll kind of have the combo that I kind of wanted with something small cam. You know, could I just put the twisted wedge, you know, the killer motor in? Not that it's a killer motor, but could I put the twisted wedge motor in? Yeah, sure, I could do that. But, you know, I like going step by step and not step by step, but I just kind of like building it up. I don't want to, I could have my salad before I have my entree, you know, kind of a deal. So we'll get to that motor. We might do something to the heads. Honestly, it needs valves. It needs valve springs. Don't float the valves or anything, but those valve springs have been on there. I bought the heads used, never changed springs. It's been on the car, or it's been on the motor since 2008. And I don't rotate the motor regularly, which is a big no-no for valve springs because they do not like being set in one. You know, you should always take the rockers loose. I, of course, don't practice what I preach. So yeah, it can use springs. So, you know, David has mentioned maybe, you know, sending them over to the grind house and him poking around in them a little bit. And, you know, it's, maybe we'll do that and then get some springs. But right now, it's like anything else, money's always tight. So we got other priorities. We need axles for this car. That's something we really need. There's a few other little things I want to get for it. I want to put an oil pan on that motor before I put it in the car, just kind of get that out of the way. Not trying to build a killer, but you know, there's certain things that I want and that I can get economically. So I just want to have them on there. Save me work because I don't want to pull the motor back out and just put the oil pan on. Do it while it's on the stand. So, and we need axles. Blah, blah, blah. So, but this is what we're going to do. We're going to put this little cam in and we're going to run those GT40s hopefully, and then we'll put our intake on. Then we'll change some stuff as we go. But thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. And especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on the substandard leader in box body videos and home of the best dressed water kid in the country, we'll see you guys in the next video, which I'm going to start filming right now.